Non-alcoholic bars? Is this the new future? Is this the new wave? Is this a new takeover in our society? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Jamie Dottie Garza, and it's time to ignite your sobriety. I recently stumbled upon some information that I did not know was a thing. And first, I just want to shout out to my good friend Marcus for sending me this tweet. And he sent me a tweet from a non alcoholic bar in Manchester, England called Love From. And as someone who is currently 639 days sober, woo woo, no alcohol, baby. I still have to pinch myself each and every day to be like, how did I get here? I was curious because I've never seen such a thing. And in the video, and you guys can see the overlay now, it is opened up. They have nothing but mocktails, everything 0% alcohol, and it's a vibe. And the gentleman who owns Love From, his main purpose was to push the narrative that just because you don't drink, it does not mean you're boring. I know that's a big misconception when one wants to maybe is sober curious and wants to stop drinking. The first thing they may think like, oh, I'm gonna be boring. I know that was for me. I thought about that big time. I'm like, no one wants to hang out with me. No one's gonna like me. No one's gonna think I'm cool. All these little different things. And even from having like partners and people around you, they might think, oh, you're gonna be boring now when we go out. You're no fun. I'm gratefully that my partner does not think that anymore. And again, changing the shifts of mindset. And I love that I am about to be 35 years old this April. So I am a millennial. And millennials are from 1981 to 1996. We are the millennials. And Gen Z's took over that torch from 96 to I think 2010. So they're going to be the ones who are already shifting the fact that you don't need alcohol. You don't want to drink alcohol. I know for a fact I was talking to my little brother, Sonny. What up, Bunny? What was it, like 2 weeks ago? And I was telling him about the content I'm making. I was sharing some stories to him and my sister. Hey, Nayeli. I was telling them stories about how I used to get, how intoxicated I was getting at 18, 19, 20, and especially my 20s, and they were in disbelief. And my brother Sonny made a statement that, hey, I don't ever want to drink. I'm like, man, good for you. I hope keep that energy, man. And it made my day. And the more I start reading, the more I start researching this topic, is the fact that there's a lot of millennials and especially Gen Z who are shifting to having alcohol free, no alcohol, and changing the misconception that you need alcohol to have fun or to be fun around or to chill and bring a vibe. Back to the story, Love From was a bar that embraces all of that. Imagine being able to go out somewhere, getting some mocktails, still being in that vibe, in that setting, but guess what? You don't have to worry about leaving and getting pulled over. Guess what? You don't have to worry about feeling like garbage the next day because, I don't know, you're hungover. Guess what? You don't have to worry about making terrible decisions in the moment because you can't think clearly because there's no alcohol influencing you. Guess what? All these things are a possibility. And it looked like a great vibe. Speaking about that, I was really intrigued and I was like, I wonder if there is any bar, so alcohol free bar in my area. Now, I'm not going to lie, the entrepreneur in me was like, maybe I can build it. That's just the way I think. However, I live in Virginia. DC is like maybe 30 minutes away. Let's be honest, traffic is always a thing, so maybe an hour away. And I found a local bar called Binge Bar that recently opened up, I believe, last year. And it is non-alcoholic. And it was the same type of thing where like it's a bar, mocktails. I even found out they have a 0% non-alcoholic Stella. Now, Stella used to be my favorite beer when I was drinking. And I haven't had one in over 640 days. And I saw that they offer that. I'm also a vegetarian, so I saw that they have vegetarian lumpia, I believe, on the menu. And I immediately told my wife, like, look, we're going to go on a date here. We're going to plan it soon. I'm really looking forward to checking out Binge Bar. The owner seems really awesome. I look forward to potentially meeting her because her story of why she created this bar was enticing. It was the fact that she got pulled over for DUI and she had over, I think, a .21 alcoholic when they did the breathalyzer. And that was equivalent to, I believe, like 10 Jack and Cokes. And she turned that negative into a positive. With all this being said, I know there's a wave and I see it now. Like, first of all, shout out to you, each and every one of you in the comments for mentioning, like, hey, have you tried non-alcoholic beer or IPAs? I did not know there was such thing, to be honest. Now I'm seeing it everywhere. No, I have not tried any of the non-alcoholic beverages. I saw that they even have White Claw now, non-alcoholic. Wow, I remember back in my day, I was at Best Buy, and I remember going on a break, or it was after work, and one of our coworkers, he was under 21. He got an Odell's, and it was like 0.5% alcohol, and we were mocking him like, ha, that's not even real alcohol, man. Pff, you wussy, things like that. And it's awesome that things have shifted. Like, who got the last laugh now? Right now, all these companies, and especially in the alcohol industry, they have to conform and make non-alcoholic versions of their beer or liquor. And it's really pretty cool to see. And I'm interested in trying potentially a non-alcoholic brew as someone who loves tacos, veggie tacos, and certain meals. I could imagine having Chipotle and just being able to have a cold one that's non-alcoholic. That sounds like really cool. And I have to do some more research. I don't know what they added in there or what they don't have, or is it just straight non-alcoholic, but it sounds pretty legit. What I want you guys to drop in the comments below is there any non-alcoholic bars around you where you're located? Have you been to one? I legit want to learn more. And another thing, have you had a non-alcoholic beer or IPA? The closest thing I believe I had close to that was the Welch's sparkling grape juice. And other than that, I go cream soda or ginger ale. That's as far as I've gone. I had one mocktail my whole life, and it was it was a little too fruity. It was too fruity for me, but I still respected it because, good intentions. And it's really interesting, though, because I came in an era where we were learning from Gen X and they learned from the boomers, and alcohol was the biggest end all be all. The perception was, hey, alcohol brings us together. It's camaraderie. It's everything. Like, you have to go. Don't be a lame. Drink alcohol. I have a best friend who's always been no alcohol, and I couldn't ever wrap it around my head. How can you have fun without alcohol? Like, but he wasn't boring. He was just aware. That was the biggest thing in my head, and this was like years ago. This is like 10 years ago, in my 20s. And now I look at him like, man, you were so ahead of the game. You would just, and it seems like everyone's getting behind that, because if you would have told me, right, in the midst of my heaviest drinking, let's say, what was that, 2014, 2015? Let's say that if you were to tell me that non-alcoholic beverages were going to be a bigger thing and non-alcoholic bars were going to be more opened up around the country, I would laugh. I would say, what's the point? What's the use? How lame is that? I would have immediately downplayed it. And if I would have had any friend of mine who was close and told me they wanted to meet at a non-alcoholic bar, I would have immediately probably told them, man, grow a pair. And that's how deceived my mind was until I let go of alcohol and booze. I respect it entirely. And the older I get, the more I realize, like, why wouldn't you want to live a more sober-filled life? I love the fact that there's so much more content about being sober curious, that there's so much more emphasis and pushing an agenda to let go of the alcohol. If you guys like this type of video, I'm probably going to make some more content on these talking points, but I just want to continue to build this community and have these discussions that are happening right now. Because honestly, I had no clue that non-alcoholic bars were a thing. I thought I had to go straight to England to go, and then there's some right in my backyard here in the Washington D.C. area. And then I looked that there's more popping up, and there's more non-alcoholic beverages being created. So again, in the comments below, let me know if you've tried a non-alcoholic beverage. What did you like from it? And if you've been to a non-alcoholic bar. If you guys like this video and you want to see more content like this, hit the like button, drop in the comments below what you guys think. I want to continue to build this community. Hit the red button so you never miss another video. And don't forget to ignite your sobriety.